Good evening, Winthrop, and welcome to an emergency town council meeting. This is April 27th of 2021, and this meeting is being called at 7 p.m. This is a remote meeting. It is being shown on WCAT live, and it will be shown throughout the week at various times and dates. The phone number to join us at tonight's meeting for the one public comment session. Since this is an emergency meeting, we are having one public comment session at the end of the meeting. The number is 1-312-626-6799. The ID number to get in is 814-697-123. 73 pound. Okay, that is for public comment. And I will now ask for a roll call.
Councilor Ruggiero.
Here.
Councilor Flockhart.
Here.
Councilor DeMarco.
Here.
Councilor Terry.
Here.
Councilor Honan.
Here.
Councilor Conti. Councilor Farino.
Here.
Vice President Christopher.
Here.
President Boncory.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, there being a quorum, I will now call this meeting to order. And I would ask Councilor Honan to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, if you would. Great. This flag up.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for
for which it stands, one nation, under
God,
God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. Well, we are calling this meeting one purpose under new business. And that purpose is for me to ask your support of an appointment for an interim town manager. As most of you know, on April 22nd, we received a letter from the town manager requesting a leave, and he did not appoint someone to take his place during the leave. So because of that, town council president has to appoint the person to be interim town manager with the support of the council. And I can appoint an interim town manager for a period of 90 days. I have talked, the charter doesn't give us too much room. But the charter states that we should appoint a town administrator or suitable person that works for the town as the interim town manager. So over the weekend, since we had to give a 4-day notice for this meeting, so that it would be an official meeting, I had an opportunity to speak to almost every department head and to all of my fellow councilors about an appointment that I will be making in a few minutes. I had an opportunity to meet and ask just about every department head if they would like to take the position of interim town manager, and most of them said that they would rather see one person do it than themselves. That they thought that person would be the most capable and efficient person. I had a meeting yesterday afternoon with all the town department heads at 12:30, and every department head was on, every administrator, including our new ones, the brand new director of the library, new planner, Rachel Kelly. And I also had an opportunity over the days Friday and Monday to sit with Anna Freeman, who's leaving as our CFO, and to sit with Robbie and Monica, who are other financial officers, to find out what how our position is and how we are going forward. And we seem to be okay. One thing we need to do, appoint an interim town manager so that we have someone other than Robbie that can sign warrants for Monica to pay. So at this time, I'm making a motion to appoint our chief of police, Terrence Delahanty as the interim town manager with all the rights, duties, and responsibilities that our charter gives him and that the laws of Massachusetts under Mass General laws give to an interim town manager. There are some restrictions as to what he can do, and it's clear in our charter, but I want to give him all the rights that the charter allows him and all the rights that Mass General laws allow him. So that is my motion, and I will pass the gavel to the Vice President, Peter, to hold the motion and call for a second.
Pete, you're on mute.
Excuse me about that. The council president has nominated Chief Delahanty. At this time, I will entertain any discussion on the motion.
I'll second the motion and ask for discussion.
Okay, Councilor Farino.
I have to inform the council that I would have to recuse myself from voting in this matter based on the fact that my son is employed with the police department, and I have spoken to the Ethics Commission, and they also determined that would be the right thing to do.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Lettieri.
Thank you. I do want to say I fully support the council president's motion. I just want to make sure that we are in accordance with the charter on this. You know, I read the charter so many times over the last 4 or 5 days. And obviously, if they, and again, it's kind of ironic that we're at the charter review time, but this is, again, something that we should think about. The charter is pretty clear that it says in the temporary absent, town manager should designate a qualified person to take over. For example, if they're on vacation, if they're sick, whatever. The town manager did not do that. And it only says that we should only appoint somebody if there's a vacancy, which we don't have a vacancy. I just want to make sure that we've gotten a legal opinion that says, because it says, you know, the council has to wait 10 days before making an appointment. Again, in the charter. I just want to make sure we've asked KMP for a legal opinion on this to make sure we're within our rights to do what we need to do.
Council President, would you like to respond to that?
Yes, I have been on the phone with Koppelman and Page. I talked to Michelle Randazzo, who was our attorney, town attorney, on Thursday. She sent a letter, you know, answering many of the questions that I have. She says we have the right to do it. I believe you're misreading that 10 days. If I appointed someone without a meeting of the council, it could only be good for 10 days. But if the council is in session in a formally noticed meeting, which we are, we can appoint someone for 90 days. That is the information that I received from our town attorney. And the situation was that in the letter that the town manager gave us, he said, he himself also said, it would behoove the council to appoint an interim or acting town manager during my leave, as he wouldn't feel comfortable signing warrants.
Okay. Councilor Lettieri.
And again, I don't disagree with you, Phil. I think this is something that we have to do. I'm just wanting to make sure that we're doing everything by the book, because I'm reading the charter and it says during a temporary absence, the council president and the town council may revoke a designation made by the town manager until at least 10 consecutive working days have elapsed, whereupon the town council may, upon the recommendation of the council president, appoint another qualified town administrator. I totally agree. It's a 90-day. We've gone through this in the past, and we've been in a similar situation where we did not have a town manager, and the council president did appoint for a 90-day period, and I believe even reappointed again, which is again the council's purview to do so. I just think that, you know, this is a flaw in the charter, I think, but I just want to make sure, I'm not disagreeing with anything. I just want to make sure we're doing things properly. And if we have a written documentation from KMP, I guess that solidifies it. I just want to make sure that KMP has read this charter accurately and understands. Under, you know, section 4-4 paragraph B, it talks about a vacancy, and then that talks about the 90 days. It talks about the council president and the ability to fill. But under section 4, paragraph A, it talks about a temporary absence, which is, it doesn't say the council can appoint right away. I just want to make sure we're covering our bases. That's all. I agree with the appointment. I wholeheartedly support it. I just want to make sure we're doing things the right way.
I believe we are, and I believe that the opinion that I received from the town attorney confirms that we have the right to do that, and we have the right to do that now at a duly appointed, duly noticed meeting. Does anybody else have any questions about the appointment?
Okay, anyone else? All right, Councilor Ruggiero.
Yeah, not a question, but I just pulled up that section of the charter that Councilor Lettieri was brought up. And, I'm not a legal expert, and I appreciate the council president's work and, in getting that opinion from KMP. But it says if no such letter is on file, the town clerk, or if the person designated is unable to serve, the council president, with the approval of the town council, shall designate some suitable person to serve. So I think where there was no designee, we are covered under that clause. Again, just my personal opinion, not, but thank you, Council President, for looking into that.
Yes, I did look into it, and we have a situation where the council clerk was notified, the town clerk wasn't notified. The letter came to the town council via the town clerk without appointing someone to fill in for him. So this is the action we had to take.
Okay, any other questions or comments about the nomination? Okay, seeing none, the nomination at hand is for Police Chief Terry Delahanty. If there is no further debate, I will ask the clerk to call the roll for the nomination.
Mr. Ruggiero,
Yes.
Council Flockhart,
Yes.
Council DeMarco,
Yes.
Councilor Terry,
Yes.
Councilor Honan,
Yes.
Councilor Conti, Councilor Farino, oh, sorry, abstain. Vice President Christopher,
Yes.
President Boncory.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, I will cede the chair back to Council President Boncory.
Thank you. And just for everybody's information, when I had that meeting yesterday with the town department heads, the message I was trying to give to them is that this council is unified. And as you can see, the council is unified. We voted unanimously for this. And what I tried to impress upon all the department heads is that unity is what they need to be as well, that they have to have unity amongst them. They have to work together to help whoever I appointed tonight. And I didn't let anyone know who I was appointing tonight at all. Most of those department heads that I asked said, gee, I'd rather you appoint Terry than myself. Because I did ask them, almost all of them, if they wanted to serve. And everyone that I asked really had great respect and admiration for Terry and thought he would be the best choice as well. And that meeting yesterday showed me that all of our department heads care about this town of Winthrop, that they are mostly Winthrop people who either grew up in Winthrop or come to Winthrop and adopted Winthrop as their hometown and intend to be here and stay here in Winthrop, and they care about the town. So together with them and working together with Terry, I think we have a brilliant moving forward ability. And I think that that this is going to work for the next 90 days. And when we know when Austin's coming back or if he's coming back, we'll be able to go forward at that point. But for the next 90 days, I think we're okay. And if Austin comes back within the 90 days, this appointment will not be valid. He will come back in and be the town manager. But it's at his discretion because he has taken an FMLA leave. Okay, and that's all I can really say about his leave. Okay, I will now open this for public comment. I don't know if we have any people that are online. I think we have about 30 people listening in, and we'll answer any questions anybody has in public comment. Are there any hands up?
I don't see any hands up at this time.
I know we got some emails, and I hope I answered everybody's
I'm
questions that sent
Council
emails.
President, we have a hand up.
Okay, yes, I see. It's Shannon Poole. She's one of the, that did send an email. Go ahead, Shannon.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi, just wanted to read the letter that I sent earlier today. Sorry, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to attend public comment. So I just wanted to address a few things. With respect to the town manager, some of these things have been addressed, so apologies for the redundancy, but one of my first questions was with whether he did resign or take leave. It sounds like he did take a leave. My second question was based on the above, what are the implications from a salary and benefits perspective? If he resigned, obviously it would be off the books, but if he's on leave, with the financial impact, what will that have with him being on the books, in addition to having, a temporary replacement? Obviously very important given the context of our, current budget crisis we are in right now, in addition to trying to finalize next year's budget. The third is with an interim town manager, assuming it's internal, will there be additional costs associated with that, or will the additional duties fall under the person's current salary? The fourth is, are we able to search for a permanent town manager now? My sense is that based on FMLA that was just disclosed, we probably cannot, which is unfortunate. The fifth is, given the town council just approved an extension to his contract, what are the financial implications to his leave or resignation? Again, irrelevant now, knowing it's a leave, on the long-term implications from a retirement and other perspective. I think it's really, really important for the town to understand that we just extended this man's contract, and we need to understand what that means from a long-term perspective. As we know, the salary benefits and insurance on our town employees is one of the most significant things that we have as a line item in our town. The next section is with respect to assistant town manager and CFO. Is there an active search ongoing to replace that position? Will we incur search fees? And if so, has that been factored into this year's budget? If not, where will it come from? And then the third is, who will be managing the budget process in the next month, given the vacant position? Again, realize there's a lot there. In full disclosure, I said this to the town council earlier today. Not sure if everyone had time to digest it. But I do think these are really important questions that not just Shannon Poulos is asking, but a lot of people in town. So hopeful that if not in this meeting, in a very short term, people can address these. Thank you.
Okay, obviously we have to pay the town manager while he is out on leave, whatever time he has coming, and he does have some time coming between vacation pay, sick pay, and so on. That would be between himself and HR. And I did talk to Stacy about it, and I have the vacation tracking order for the town manager. But that is, I don't think something we can discuss online now because we have no idea when he's coming back. Terry is working, and he's not looking for any additional money. He's looking for his salary and his benefits as a police officer because he doesn't want to lose that police officer benefit of the early retirement. He may need some money to get people to help, but I don't think it's going to be a great deal. As far as the CFO, one of the limitations on an interim town manager is that he can't make a permanent appointment. So we can appoint a interim CFO, but it's going to be tough to get someone to take it as an interim CFO. There's been ongoing conversation with Joe Ward from the Collins Center that was ongoing with Austin and Hannah before she left. We're going to continue to get information on that. I've also received a resume from another man who heard of this through a Winthrop resident, and he was a former CFO in Weymouth, and he is also working in the city of Boston now as a financial officer for one of the departments. However, it's not my appointment. It would be the interim town manager's appointment to appoint an interim town manager. But as I said, at the current time, I talked to both Monica and Robbie and think that we can handle it for a while. And if and when we can get someone that would take it on an interim basis, we will bring in an interim town manager. But CFO. But if we're going to hire a CFO, I don't think it's going to be easy to find someone who will just take it on an interim basis. If they're coming with an application, they're looking for a full-time job. And until we know that what's going on with Austin, I don't think we can hire a full-time CFO. Does that answer all your questions, Sharon? Hello?
I'm sorry, I put her back on the attendee list. Shannon,
think
go
that-
ahead. I'm sorry, Shannon.
Right, so, sorry, just one last thing, President Boncory. I don't think you addressed the long-term implications of the fact that we just extended his contract. What does that mean? I mean, we just extended his contract despite a 4 out of 5 rating, which was generous at best.
Yes.
What is the long-term implication from the town's perspective on his retirement? I mean, as we know, salary benefits, is a significant portion. I think it's really, really important the town understands what that means.
Yes, well, I don't know what it means. I mean, I know what hours he has that he can use for FMLA, but I don't really want to get into the discussion of that online, because I think that's an issue that has to be handled between HR with Stacy and himself or his attorney. If he's coming forward an attorney, he did say he would have either contact us or have a representative contact us. But I don't think that is something that I can discuss.
Well, I think it's something that's going to have to be discussed in the context of the Finance Commission, because we're going to have to understand what that means, not only from a current budget perspective, but also from a future. So again, I realize this is
I think the Finance Commission, can be looking at that, but FMLA works in different ways, and usually it's the time that they have saved up they get, and when that runs out, if they want to stay on it, they stay on as the person. I believe they have to pay for their own benefits, and they don't get a salary any longer, but they can still stay on the FMLA. But I don't want to give a legal opinion on that, and I don't think I should be doing that. And I think that's going to be between our labor attorney and HR and our town manager. And I don't think the public, can get involved in that at all. Okay. Is there any other questions from anyone else?
I don't see any other hands up.
Okay. If there are no other questions, I want to thank the council for their support on this motion. And I think we are in a good position going forward. And I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion has been made. I think Councilor DeMarco, seconded by Councilor Farino. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye when your name is called.
Councilor Ruggiero,
Yes.
Councilor Flockhart,
Yes.
Councilor DeMarco,
Yes.
Councilor Terry,
Yes.
Councilor Honan,
Yes.
Councilor Conti, Councilor Farino,
Yes.
Vice President Christopher,
Yes.
President Boncory.
Yes, and
very
thank
much.
you all. Be safe. We had a good day today. No new COVID cases. 14 yesterday, but 0 today. So maybe that's a trend. Maybe we'll stay at 0. But please be safe, okay? And thank you all for being here.